Hello guys, I'm Ted and I'm here to give you another fast fact. And for today's fast fact, we're going to discuss the robber barons and the philanthropy of the robber barons. Now, the robber barons were the great industrialists of the late 19th century, and their ranks include men such as Andrew Carnegie, John D. Rockefeller, Thomas Edison, and Leland Stanford. Now, these men were called robber barons because they were likened to the medieval German princes who lived along the Rhine River. These Rhineland princes were known to shake down or plunder travelers going through their domains. And the wealth that they gained through shaking down the traveler going through their possessions was compared to the wealth that was gained by the industrialists from their business practices. Now, the industrialists certainly made a great fortune. They lived in these great stately homes and they traveled in comfort. They certainly did employ cutthroat business practices, but these men also had a great sense of communal responsibility. Andrew Carnegie, for example, wrote a book entitled "The Gospel of Wealth," in which he advocated that the wealthy, that those who had found wealth and those who had sustained wealth through the generations, continue or embark on social change campaigns in which they gave open-handedly to those in need. And indeed, Carnegie himself was a very open-handed philanthropist. One of the most well-known philanthropic endeavors that he embarked upon was the funding of a series of libraries, public libraries in the United States and the United Kingdom. Carnegie was a very firm advocate, a very strong supporter in self-improvement. And he really wanted to ensure that everybody had the opportunity to at least go to a library, read a book, and learn from that book. Now, Carnegie, he did that because he himself had been aided when he was younger by a former employer who allowed him access to his personal library, allowing Carnegie to become a self-taught and a self-improved man. And he viewed that as the first step in him realizing his potential. Now, Carnegie was noted for founding the Carnegie Technical Schools back in 1900. Now, later in the 20th century, the Carnegie Technical Schools merged with the Mellon School to form Carnegie Mellon University, one of the great business universities in the United States. Now, John D. Rockefeller likewise created a university as well, but Rockefeller was whether it was just shrewd, whether this were from just uh, shrewd public relations, use of public relations, or whether this was simply humility or just humility. Rockefeller decided not to affix his name to his to his university. He founded the University of Chicago, and he provided great financial support to the university during its early years. And Rockefeller was unique because the other great industrialists, they were quite keen to affix their name to the universities. The tobacco baron Duke, he created Duke University. He founded Duke University. Leland Stanford founded Stanford University, and indeed Leland Stanford, his wife, and his son, who predeceased him. The three of them are buried on the campus of Stanford University. Vanderbilt also built his university and named it after himself. So, with the exception of Rockefeller, these men not very shy about affixing their names onto these universities. But it remains very difficult to judge these men, the robber barons. They were unscrupulous in their business practices, and many hold the opinion that they only engaged in philanthropy to repair the public reputations. But nonetheless, their philanthropy has become a mainstay in the American way of life, and their universities continue to be beacons of hope to many hoping to end cycles of poverty within their own families, or even just to embark on self-improvement. And then you guys have it. That's my quick fast fact. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you thought about this fast fact.